I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the Star Spangled Banner.
White.
Good morning and welcome to the Lake Geneva Middle School's 2025 Veterans Day program. I'm Mrs. Heck, the principal here at LGMS, and on behalf of all of our students and staff, we're happy to welcome our veterans, their families, and community members here today. As a big thank you to our 7th and 8th grade band, choir, and orchestra, as well as the American Legion members from the Frank Friesen Post 24. We're very grateful to be able to host this special event. Back in 1918, at the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month, World War I came to an end. Today, we honor all the brave men and women who have served and are serving to protect our country and help others when they need it. Without our veterans and military members standing guard for our freedom, the United States wouldn't be what it is today. From everyone here at Lake Geneva Middle School and the whole school district, we say thank you for all the sacrifices you've made and your dedication to serving others. Students, please remember to show respect during today's program as we honor our veterans. You'll hear wonderful performances from our bands, orchestras, and choirs, all of who have been working hard to give you their best. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce Oscar Hernandez-Diaz.
The next piece will be performed by the 7th grade orchestra under the direction of Ms. Carmack, Ms. Cummings' student teacher. They will be performing a patriotic melody, which will feature melodies from the following patriotic pieces: America, America, the Beautiful, and the Star Spangled Banner.
The next ensemble to perform is the 7th and 8th grade choir under the direction of Miss May. We are performing a song for Unsung Hero. This song is written in the aftermath of the attacks of 9/11 as a tribute to all those who serve and protect. Joe Martin's rich melody is faith and emotion and gratitude to all the heroes who laid their dreams aside, choosing honor more than glory. Your grandpa make you do a coffee time and start to shut the door.
It is my honor to introduce our guest speaker, Ms. Jade Goodhue. Jade Goodhue is a third-generation veteran and graduate of the United States Naval Academy. She formerly served as a captain in the United States Marine Corps, completing 2 tours in Iraq, including a combat deployment with Team Lioness. She later led Marines as a company commander and a Marine Corps martial arts instructor. Today, Jade co-owns a real estate brokerage investment company in Lake Geneva, and she proudly serves as the post commander of the American Legion Post 327 in Lyons. Please welcome Ms. Jade Goodhue.
Good morning, and thank you to everyone that came to honor the men and women who serve our nation, and for all the time and energy you put into making such an amazing event. Thank you. On Veterans Day, we often talk about courage, sacrifice, freedom, and rightfully so. But what defines our service isn't about the battles that we fought. There were plenty of those. But about the moments in between, the small decisions that remind us of what we stand for and who we are. And I want to share one of those moments with you while I was overseas. On one of our patrols, I'd often see this woman. She'd be outside her home. You get to know a lot of the faces. We kept our distance because they were wary of us. But I always made a point to smile, nod, even try to wave at some of the kids. We'd always fill our pockets with Jolly Ranchers. They would never take them. One day there was an incident. We had to lock down the entire neighborhood. Those wires you see on the top of prisons, we threw a whole net of it along with makeshift barricades around several blocks. It was only temporary, but the people were happy about it, and rightfully so. Some of them lived inside that wire, and they couldn't get home. Imagine this: a mob is gathering at our makeshift gate, pressing against our fence line, yelling at us in a language we don't understand, sometimes throwing things at us. We couldn't tell the people that were just angry and scared because they couldn't get home from those who wanted to actually hurt us. The air was crackling with chaos. The heat was oppressive. The sun had gone down, but we were still baking in over 100 degrees of heat. The water in our camelback felt like we were drinking hot tea. Everyone was on edge, waiting for the next shoe to drop. That same woman didn't make it inside the wire in time. When I saw her, our eyes locked. I didn't see anger or hatred. I saw fear and desperation. When she saw me, she waved at me, and she motioned towards her home. Before I knew it, I found myself crossing over to the gate, and I told my guys to open it up and let her in. They were reluctant, but they did it anyways, and I watched to make sure she got home safe. The next time I saw her, she came out with a family, holding her baby. She hugged me. She gave us some tea. I guess word had gotten around because all the kids in the neighborhood finally came around. We ran out of Jolly Ranchers that day. Her name was Fatima. She became a friend and an ally. It turns out that her husband was well respected in the community, and they helped us build a lot of goodwill. I never forgot that moment because it changed how I saw everyone. Not as strangers or hostiles, but people just like us. Especially since 2 weeks prior, I was reprimanded for letting my temper and my biases get the better of me. It taught me that in times of tension and conflict or fear, simple acts of human kindness cost us nothing. But what we create is priceless. And if you think about it, I didn't do anything. But in that moment to her, it meant everything. Every single day, each and every one of you, you're going to have to decide the kind of person you want to be, or life is going to decide for you. And not deciding is a decision. Because there's no amount of accomplishments, praise, glory, even money, that's going to make you truly happy if you don't let who you become. So remember, respect isn't weakness, it's restrained strength. Compassion isn't naivety, it's courage disguised as humanity. That even in the hardest situations, humanity can still find a way to cross that divide if you're brave enough to cross it. And don't just wait for someone else to do it. Be the one to start it yourself. And lastly, there are things that you're going to have to do that you don't want to do, that you may not even agree with, even as adults. But you can decide how you do it. And how you do it says everything about you. These are some of the cornerstones of what we're building at American Legion Post 327, which, by the way, is primarily all post 9/11 veterans. We may be small, but we make it forward in light and how we take care of each other. So today, as we honor those who stood up, raised their hand, and bore the weight of duty, let's remember that the legacy isn't about medals or missions. It's about the quiet choices we make to uphold dignity, decency, respect, kindness, and hope. Because service, at its core, is an act of love. Love for our country, yes, but also love for our people, even the ones we don't even know. We are the United States of America. That first word in our name is arguably the most important. The name United States was chosen by our forefathers to signify the shift from a single fragile union of separate states into a single unified nation. And our country has seen that cycle of fragility and unity time and time again. Yet united we stand, because we always seem to find a way to cross the divide. And that's what makes our country great, and moves us all closer to our goals, not just as individuals, but as a state and a country. So to all of those who have served, who still serve, and who will serve, thank you. And to each of you, in those moments that seem darkest and full of disquiet, may your spirit remind others the courage of its life and what humanity stands for. Thank you. Happy Veterans Day.
Join me in watching our presentation of the friends and family of our staff and students that have served in the armed forces. Patriotic musical selections will be performed by Mrs. Deal.
At this time, we would like to invite each veteran to stand if they are able and say their name, branch of service, and the years that they have served. We will applaud after each veteran, and we will go by section in hopes to not miss anyone. We will start with the Legion.
I'm Len Jagursky. It was an honor to serve this great mission of ours in the United States Air Force, 1965 to 1969.
I'm Joe Garman, and I am the Chief Master Sergeant, which is the highest you can go as an enlisted person. And I was in the Air National Guard, Air Force Reserve for 38 years.
I'm Alan Guessman, 1959 and 1966, from Ukraine. We are neighbors of the West.
Bob Miller, United States Air Force, retired, 1978 to 1999.
Ryan Davis, U.S. Army, 22 years, 7 months, 14 days, 1983 to 2006. Thank you.
Hollis, U.S. Army, 1968 to 1970.
J.W., United States Marine Corps, 10 years.
Major Jessica Crew, 2008 to present.
United States Army, 2016 to 2021.
Robert Trump, U.S. Army, 8 years.
U.S. Navy, 1881 to 1986.
Matthew Bendorf, United States Marine Corps, 2013 to 2017. Larry Jones, U.S. Air Force, 1973 to 1993.
Rich Holmes, Army, Vietnam veteran, 1957 to 1969. Dave Barton, U.S. Navy, 2019, 1999 to 2019. John Grover, United States Army, 1965 to
1967. Proud grandfather, Caleb.
Academical U.S. Army, 1960, 1970, and qualified as a war colonel.
Good morning, Cook States, United States Army Military Police, 1985 to 1988. Good morning, Miley.
University, U.S. Army, 4 years.
Mr. Koneski, U.S. Navy, 2011 to 2015.
Mike Brady, U.S. Army, 1998 2000.
Ethan Schwen, United States Marine Corps Sergeant, 1994 to 1998, for Generation Marine.
Paul Bumble.
Chris Botch, United States Marine Corps Captain, 2007 2012. Specialist David Schindler, United States Army, 2006 2009.
Michael Uris, 3rd U.S. Infantry, the Old Guard, 1976 to 1980. Illinois Army National Guard from 1989 to 1990.
Michael Morris, U.S. Navy, 2005 2009.
Jay Brewster, United States Air Force, 21 years.
Roger Cross, U.S. Air Force Security Service, 1958 to 1962.
Air Force, 61 to 65.
Bill Burlington, 65 to 67.
U.S. Army, 2019 to 2022.
Susan Bishop, U.S. Army, 1998 to 2006, and then Lady Staff Sergeant.
Katie Tobachek, United States Marine Corps, 2000 2004.
come up and introduce the next piece.
Our next piece is Tribute to the Armed Services, arranged by Billy Jones. It is a medley of service songs for all of the branches of our armed forces. We ask all of our veterans and active military personnel to stand when the ring is called. Audience, feel free to acknowledge, advance, and praise with applause as they stand and represent the ring.
Army. Marines. Coast Guard. Navy.
Until standing and join us in the singing of God Bless America.
I see Jim.
On behalf of our students, staff, and the Lake Geneva Middle School community, thank you all for joining us today and for honoring our veterans with your presence. Thank you to Ms. J. Goodhue for sharing your story and word of encouragement with us. To our veterans, your courage, service, and sacrifice have shaped the freedoms we enjoy every day. We are grateful for your time, your stories, and your service. I will dismiss by sections after the removal of the colors. Please remain standing as the American Legion Frank Friesen Post 24 color guard takes down the colors and exits the gym. All veterans, please exit at this time.
He's over there in the white essentials.